Yo, good morning. I'm fucking late. So, we on this Helldivers 2, whatever. We gonna figure out what's the deal is. I put up something because I was like, I didn't get it. I didn't get it how it was news. Hopefully somebody can explain it to me, and we can talk about it, right? We can talk about it. Man, hope you had a good weekend. You know, happy Cinco de Mayo. Yesterday was my oldest brother's birthday. Wish him a happy birthday for me, please. I know he'd appreciate that. But this is what we got. We got Asmongold. He knows. This guy knows exactly. This is like a full like recap, I think, of the whole thing. It should be like a long ass. Should be long. Should be long. Let's see it.
God damn! Holy sh!
That's the audio. Is that too loud? I hope that wasn't too loud.
What the f?
That seems like that. That might be a little too loud. That might be a little. Turn it down a little bit.
Oh my! 236,000 recent reviews. Oh my fuck! That is insane. Democracy at its finest. Yeah, this is crazy, man. Look at this. I refunded my.
Hold on. I'm in the way. Might be. Let me get out the way. Where are we at? Let me get out the way. Right here, out the way. We good?
Game as well. Didn't leave a review though. Let me see how the reviews are doing. So yeah, the Helldivers 2 situation, I guess, is it's still getting worse. Overwhelmingly, only 15% of the last 236,000 reviews are positive. So yeah,
okay.
that's pretty fucking.
I'm actually one of those positive reviews because I was like, this was before I saw some other stuff, but like it was, I was like, yo, like the way from what I was seeing, okay, just from what I was seeing, there was some weird stuff going on in Helldivers, right? Where like it seemed like there was a lot of trolls in the missions. And I was like, yo, like, what's all this about? You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people just trolling missions, for whatever reason, And so it's sort of like there was some weird shit going on before all this, right? Which gave me an idea that maybe Helldivers 2 was under some kind of secret corporate assault of some sort. And so that's why I was like, yo, I don't want my game being assaulted by like some shady, shadowy shit,
Bad guys. It's like a 30,000 to 200,000 ratio. It's a bad ratio, by the way. And so yeah, all reviews.
Yeah, that's not a good ratio.
They're mixed. And so it's actually now below half are positive at this point with Helldivers 2. So they have effectively undone, I don't know how long this game has been out for, what, February? They've undone
a couple
months worth of goodwill and memes in a matter of days. That is incredible, man. Like, you don't see fuck-ups like this every day. Like, this is the kind of fuck-up that we're going to be talking about in 5 or 10 years, right? Do you remember whatever Helldivers...
History, dude. Like, this weekend, man. This weekend... just history is being made, I guess, dude. Holy shit.
Helldivers did that one thing that was really bad, and people were like, whoa, man, we remember that was bad. That was real bad. So it's going to be a new, this is going to be a new point on the graph that people use and refer back to, right? Remember back, like, this is going to be, like, what are some other, like, really big fuck-ups? Like, whenever Blizzard made people use their real names on the forums, Xbox... requiring the webcam to always be connected to the internet. Diablo 4 stash tabs, maybe. Unity, Cyberpunk. Like, I mean, this is really, like, this is crazy how bad this is.
Yeah, Unity. Just torpedo yourself, right?
I don't think we respect how much of a fuck up this is. It's crazy. Overwhelmingly negative reviews. Oh, there's my review. Looks like a lot of people like that one. That's nice. I hope that people agree. The truth is that a
I'll
lot of
lean
people,
forward.
I think,
I'll
are
lean
fucking tired
forward.
of
So I'm
this. I was
not.
so busy having fun, I forgot about corporate greed for a moment. Yeah, there you go. Check the Arrowhead
Yeah.
CEO tweets. I'm going to look at it, okay, guys? We've got a lot of time, and we're going to go through everything today. And so that's going to be the plan.
Yeah.
Well, I don't even have an account or anything. That's crazy. Yeah, of 101 things. Damn. To be honest, your review made me and a lot of other people do it. You're very, very rude. Yeah, I mean, like...
Very, very rude. Yeah, I would put these on. I don't know. My eyes are. I haven't been up not long, but it's just like I'm gonna be listening to this more than I'm gonna be looking at it because I have already been looking at the screen quite a bit. Since I woke up and since yesterday, like this whole weekend, you know.
Like, I thought that my
I'm not doing this to look cool or anything. I'm doing this health reasons. Eye health reasons.
review was as fair as it could have been, right? At least I think so. Are we striking this game? Yeah, I would say you should. I would say you should give a negative review.
Well, I'm about to play it today for sure. So.
If you agree, obviously, like, don't just, if you don't care about this, don't just be like, oh, well, Asmon told me to give a negative review. But if this is something you care about and you agree with what I'm saying, then yeah, I think the best way to protest it is to give a negative review and to refund if possible. Like, that is the right thing to do. Absolutely. People have been engagement farming against people upset about Stellar Blade and Helldivers. It's crazy.
I mean, you can always, like, buy the game again. Get a refund, I suppose, but like for me, it took time to download, so I'm not about to like uninstall. I'm still playing the game, you know what I mean? Like I'm safe. I'm not like in the area of not wanting to play the game or anything. So, my mouse, dude. I see the mouse on like the thing over here on the OBS, and I'm like, wow, that's like where it actually is. It's like, no, I was good.
Well, there's always shit eaters that are looking to rationalize eating shit, so it makes sense, honestly. Okay, so the CEO's been down in the trenches, which is always respectable, I would say. I think it is always respectable. Let's also, somebody mentioned this in chat right now. I'm going to pull it up. Let's go ahead and take a look at Helldivers 2, and let's see if this has affected the player numbers yet. It has, but not really. I mean, I mean,
yeah, people still play.
I would assume Saturday and Sunday. I think that next week it's going to be lower. Here's the reason why I think that it's lower. Helldivers is 100% a dad game. It is. This is a game for 30 to 50-year-old guys that grew up loving Starship Troopers. That means that all of those dudes have jobs. So
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. But like the people I run into in Helldivers too, like I wouldn't necessarily say they have jobs. So I come into a lobby, I'm like, yo, this dude told, he's like, why don't you just fuck off in like a British accent? And there's a whole thing there. This is just like, yeah, I don't necessarily think that dude has a job.
I bet it goes up way more. Like, look at this, for example. You see, like, this graph? See how Sunday was so much higher? That's because that's the days that they have off of work, right?
Well, yeah, dude, it's the weekends. Everybody, if you play Helldivers 2, it's the weekends are pretty hefty, and I think there's like extra missions or something like that.
Because they're old enough to have, like, 9 to 5, Monday to Friday salary jobs at this point. And so Saturday and Sunday not being higher, bro, that means a lot more than you think it does. And so whenever we go to Monday and Tuesday next week, I bet it's going to be way fucking lower than it is right here. That's what I think is going to happen. And you can even compare it to the way it was right here. So yeah, that's what I think. Anyway, so the player base has gone down, but it's not enough yet. I'm still only extrapolating. That's not enough to prove a causal effect, right? Let's see here. Go back to there. Okay.
Well, just because the people didn't leave the bad reviews because the game was bad. right? They left the bad reviews because of the situation, right?
Okay, excellent. Wrong button. And
So they're not necessarily going to stop playing it just because the situation. I mean, obviously, there's going to be the people who I guess were affected by it, who like I guess were somewhat forced to stop playing it. Ah, you know.
And I think, yeah, this is pretty much. Hopefully, I go through all of them. I might miss a couple, but you guys can just let me know. And
Dude, you about to go through all these tweets?
so, yes. Anyway, so we have the CEO.
Oh, yeah.
He wakes up, I guess today. Woke up
Wake up in the morning feeling like. Wait, no. Okay.
at 4 in the morning, and I think this really says a lot, right? Where does this guy live? Is he in America? No, he's in Sweden. Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah, I was thinking if he was in America, bro, he's waking up at 4 a.m. I was about to say,
He's in
he
Sweden.
was too down bad. But okay.
Down bad, man. Wait, you don't wait. Dude, waking up at 4 a.m. That's solid. That's solid. You know, you don't have to get up the crack of dawn. You can get up before the crack of dawn.
Yeah, that's not so bad then. I was about to say. Okay, so waking up to the sunshine of yesterday, replaced with the dreary drizzle and shivering winds, made me reflect on how I spend my time, those rare few moments whenever everything was perfect. Yet rain is essential to growth, and what changes spring into summer, I will just wait for the sunshine to return. So what he's saying is
Bro, is it weather like this everywhere? Like, oh my gosh, right? Like, it's up here. I heard Chicago had a thunderstorm. It's been cloudy here for a solid minute. You know, it's. Although I like overcast somewhat. I mean, obviously, if it's like overcast for forever, but like these days, typically what happens is the overcast is gone by like later in the day, like 3, 4, 5 or something.
Hey, I sure hope this shit. I really hope this shit blows over. That is literally what he's saying. And I'm gonna be honest, if I was him, I would be thinking the exact same fucking thing. Like, let's be honest. He's saying fuck you. No, I don't think he is. I really don't. I think that he's doing his best. So yeah, anyway, I'll read some more of these. I mean, it's a stressful situation. So let's go back over to here. Oh, this is always very reassuring. Somebody asked, PlayStation Network isn't supported by my company, what do I do? The CEO of the company responds, I don't know.
So,
fuck. I mean, what do you want me
PlayStation Network isn't supported by my country.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, at least he's honest. Yeah, he says, I don't know. Like, what the hell is this? Name the people behind this decision. Can't
Network.
do that. So yeah, obviously
isn't supported by your country.
You know.
Okay, so is that like the government of the countries are like, we don't do PlayStation here? Or is that just like infrastructure? It couldn't be infrastructure. I mean, on the internet, that's all you really need, right? I say that. It could be pretty laggy, you know what I mean? Like some of the lag in the game can be kind of rough, and that's sometimes my fault. It's usually my fault. Everybody else's computer seems to run just fine, and then I join games and people are like, "Get the fuck out of here, you laggy ass."
He's doing a bit of falling on his sword, and why'd you delete the other post? I didn't proofread. Yeah, I do that a lot. Whenever it's like on the little circle of like submitting the tweet, and I realize I used the wrong word. That happens to me, and so there's also another one. Sony's mishandling Helldivers 2 shouldn't stop it from being Game of the Year. And then this is more of a conversation. Okay, yeah.
Such a bunch of names.
So this is a person who's saying, even worse, the CEO admitted that he knew for a long time about this.
This was, I don't know, when you say this, it's like this was explained. Right? Like people skipped over that page. They just hit accept. They didn't read shit. I saw something new that I hadn't seen in a game before, and I was like, what's this? And I read it. But that's only because the kind of work I do is like, you gotta read through legal language, and and there's a bunch of legal language you're used to seeing, and then there would be like some stuff that you're not used to seeing, and it's just like, oh, what's this? I gotta read that.
and was still happy to take money from players who would not be able to play the game after a short while. I appreciate this honesty. It's still not less of a scam and a fraud.
Bro, like, I couldn't play the game unless I made the account. Like, it was not working for me unless I did it. So I'm, you know, people, I don't know. I don't know how people's games, I don't know how they were playing it without it in the first place. Okay.
I don't think that's true, and I'm trying to think about why it wouldn't be true. So, they said this, but the only real argument...
What exactly is this that the CEO knew about? The fact that these countries don't support PlayStation networks? Maybe they didn't expect people in, like, Uruguay to want to play the game. I don't know. Maybe they didn't expect it, man. I don't know. It's you make a game and then like it's like this game's not automatically supported in every country in the world. The fuck? It's like, bro, we're not like that far along, okay? Like they just like Africa's got smartphones and all, but it's like I don't know how ready they are to jump into Helldivers and like, you know, hop on my ship and, you know, go with me over to Menkent and take out automatons. You know, I don't know. I don't know if they're set up for that. Like I was hardly set up for that. I'm barely set up for it now. You know, it's like I live in the U.S.
that I think is strong enough to prove that it is a scam is the fact that Sony themselves said that it wouldn't require it. Because Sony should always overrule the developer because they are the publisher and they decide the way the game is distributed. So even if he did say that, I still don't think that he was scamming because, again, Sony has the final say, and Sony were the ones who said that it wouldn't happen because it was on Sony's website. So anyway, this is, and I'll read below. Okay, yeah, sure. I'm just going off on you know, my own opinion. So this is referring to something else, right? Oh, I guess I'll read the whole thing just for all the context. Is this the moment to tweet? What? You guys don't have phones? On a more serious note, we're taking solutions with PlayStation, especially for non-PSN countries. Your voice has been heard, and I am...
Oh, okay. He's making fun of what the Diablo or Blizzard guys said. Okay. We were talking solutions, especially for non-PlayStation Network countries. Your voice has been heard. It's like, bro, I don't know, man. It seems a bit like first world problem-ish to be like, these third world ass countries don't support PlayStation Network. You go to, it's like you go to this country and dude's walking outside in the morning to milk a goat for some cereal milk, and then it's like my Helldivers 2 Sony not gonna let me play my Helldivers 2 anymore.
I'm doing everything I can to speak for the community, but I don't have the final say. Okay, so that I think definitely says a pretty good amount right there. And who the fuck is making these decisions? Sony, obviously.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. Fresh milk's always good and all. It's just like, you know, typically, you know, over here they're in cartons, right? Like nobody's taking like their bowl of cereal out to the goat.
It's obviously Sony, isn't it? A lawyer said Sony might end up with a class action lawsuit against them. Yes, and I think that it would be justified. I do. You see the latest...
By the countries they're not supported in? Like, I don't get it. Okay.
This post from Grums? Yeah, I did. Let me get to that. Anyway, so think of all the Warhammer you're missing out on. Let's feel you need. Yeah, sure. Let's see here. Why are you acting blameless? So this is him responding to this. I do have a part to play in terms of taking accountability. I am not blameless in all of this. It was my decision to disable account linking at launch so that players could play the game. I did not
Disable
ensure
account
players were
linking.
aware of the requirement, and we didn't talk about it enough.
Ensure that people were aware. I mean, like, you give them something to read, man. If they don't read it, it's like, what are you supposed to do? Like, put it on every page every time they log in? Like, maybe you could have had like a little thing and like it's like, you know, like a little like kind of warning sign or something. I guess I don't know.
We knew about it
Whatever,
6
taking you
months
to
before
why.
launch that it would be mandatory for online PlayStation titles. Wait a second. I thought
You knew for about 6 months before the game launched that it would be mandatory for online PlayStation titles. It means, but online, isn't that like just PC?
that there were PlayStation titles that you can get right now that don't require this. Because my understanding, it was only Ghosts of Tsushima and Helldivers 2 that actually did require this. Single player? That's what I'm thinking, right?
Oh no. So in other words, games that like aren't oh, how do I say this? Successful games? Well, not well, Baldur's. Well, it's just like games that go against the grain a little bit. I don't know.
Is there an example of a multiplayer, though? No. Shit. Okay. Anything online related is PSN account linked? Okay, so this is true. All right, I just want to make sure that I understood this because, you know, you see 2 exceptions and it's like, maybe there's 3. It seems like there's not. Okay, that's fine. At least that's a standard. And
See, like, I haven't been even following this stuff for the most part. Like, I put up the video, but I haven't really been watching too many things. I've been seeing a lot of stuff, and I watched a little bit. But it was still, like, I was like, huh? You know, I think, see why, because even Asmongold, after putting up all these videos, I guess, I don't know.
and so anyway, we knew about
It's still kind of tough to go through and find out exactly, like, I guess, what was going on. Dude.
this for 6 months.
I'm like a little stuffed right here. This always like this, though. It's just like, ugh. It just makes it uncomfortable, you know? And like trying to figure out exactly why. It's like either sugar, which would mean dehydration, electrolytes, which, okay, let me, or too much tobacco and not enough green.
Wait, you knew about for 6 months, then why sell it to non-PlayStation countries? And then this.
And the more I pause and talk, the more I'm like, maybe I shouldn't upload this to YouTube.
CEO responds, "We do not handle selling the game."
Yeah. Okay.
This is accurate. This is completely accurate. Bullshit? No, it's not. Think about it. They make the game, and then they give the game to somebody else, and then the person sells the game. That's what a publisher does.
They publish things. Yeah.
That's like the definition.
Mm-hmm.
So, as somebody who has, I don't know, a little bit of experience now with this, this is accurate. The publisher is the one that handles a lot of this stuff. That's what makes sense. So, yes, first Helldivers did not require this. It was a long time ago. And so things change. Anyway, so this is the same way with books. You can publish them yourself, but it's a bit cost effective. Well, I mean, so this is the reason why a lot of people don't self-publish. They don't self-publish because, there's localization that's really hard to do for like different languages. There's like relationships that need to be met. There's like different distribution channels that need to happen. It's a huge pain in the ass to do. Like, there's a reason why these companies are so big. It's because they have a huge amount of resources to do this for, right? Customer service, yes, exactly. Sometimes the customer service as well. So yes, is Arrowhead both the game studio and the publisher? I'm genuinely asking. Sony is the publisher. That's why any of this is happening.
Yeah, like if you have a game that's like this, it's where it's like Super Earth, and you want to be able, it's a multiplayer, and you want that multiplayer aspect from like multiple countries, then it's like, yeah, you're probably gonna need somebody who's already got that infrastructure sort of set up. I don't know what the exact details are when it comes to these other countries. You don't know exactly what's going on in some of them. And sometimes it's political, sometimes it's infrastructural. You know, and it's just like, I don't know if you can get mad at like some video game developers because, you know, there's not like a satellite flying over some country every minute, you know, every second, every moment.
Happening, exactly. Sony makes a decision of when and where it is sold. Generally, right? I mean, every single thing is going to be individual, but in a general sense, that is the case. Marketing budgets, that is also true. And investment capital is usually true.
But I guess like if you're able to download the game and play it, it's just like, you know, I don't know, man. I'm sure there's a lot more challenges to it. I don't think it's necessarily that easy. It's just having an internet connection. Things need to be like, I guess, quick. I'm not.
As far as I know, maybe sometimes it's not.
But I know there's more to it than what I do know, you know?
So, yes. Anyway, so this was referred to. Let's go back to originally what I was saying. Sorry, we kind of got derailed here. And this is going to be a repost. That's not what I said. So somebody said that he was lying, right, basically. But let's go ahead and look at the clarification. That's not what I said. I said we were asked to make the mandatory account. We were asked to make the mandatory account linking. Wait.
We were asked.
This English isn't making sense to me. I said we were asked to make mandatory account linking 6 months before. Wait, I don't understand.
Hold on. Okay. I said we were asked. You were asked to make the account linking mandatory 6 months before launch. I.e., as the game was finishing up, and on launch day, it was mandatory, as detailed in the description on the Steam page, and it was disabled a couple of hours after launch due to server issues, right? Which was your decision, otherwise the game would have been unplayable for everyone. Okay. So Sony asks you gotta remember this guy's what, like Swedish? You know, you gotta sometimes move words around a little bit. Dyslexia can help in that way sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But okay. So the server issues. Now, when he says server issues, that's what I mean. Like, there's gotta be a myriad of shit. There's gotta be just like a whole Pandora's box of shit. Like technical shit. Like just technical shit. Like it's not, people try to sit here and act like, you know, it's magic. It's not, right? It's technological. There are wires like going places, right? Like you think, you know, I'm able to play Helldivers 2 with people in Britain because they're like the satellite's bouncing or whatever. It's like, no, there are wires. There are hard wires that go from our country to their country, and like, yeah, there's a lot of these wires all over the country today, but it's not like everybody's upgraded to fiber optic or anything like that, you know. So it's just like there's real technical challenges, you know, like games like this, particularly a massive multiplayer game like this. It's gonna, you know, Super Earth. It's gonna come with some technical challenges. It's just like, okay, now let's
Makes
keep
sense
going.
to me.
Because it's like most multiplayer games, I think you find, in terms of the servers, right? And you can correct me on this, but when you hopped on and you played like League of Legends, right? Let's talk League of Legends. There's a server. There's the NA server, right? There's the EU West server. There's the Korean server. There's the Chinese super server, as well as like I guess minor servers in China, right? Like there's the Brazil server. There's a South American server. There's like EU East server or what you know. There's like that's that. But when you play Helldivers 2, you get somebody from China, you get somebody from England, you get somebody from the United States, you get somebody from Africa, all in the exact same lobby, and it's like it works. Like it works. Maybe not the best. There was like game crashing was like a thing. It's like that dude's destroyer just got took out the sky, right? Like it's like why'd he leave? It's like nah, dude, his game crashed, right? Like his game just like boom, like one of those red lasers flew up and like you know, it's like ah. So it's like that's a real that's like you know like everybody's acting the same way. It's just like you don't understand.
Like I'm sorry, but like I'm not.
Chill your titties and just watch. You know.
I'm not understanding this. It makes sense, not to me.
And on launch date, okay, yeah, no, I read this. We notified the community that we were suspending it temporarily, but it would reinstate it in the future.
I.e., as the game was finishing up. And on
Working our
launch
asses
day,
off
it was
for 8
mandatory,
years,
as detailed in the description in the Steam page. And it was disabled a couple of hours after launch because of server issues, which was my decision. Otherwise, the game would have been unplayable for everyone. Right, okay, yeah, and he already talked about that.
You can just put the mandatory after the account link.
That before. We notified the community that we were suspending it temporarily, but we would reinstate it in the future. But yeah, working our asses off for 8 years, pouring blood, sweat, and tears, and worrying about if players will like our...
So they dude, this cable for my headphones is so fucking long. That's like I'm always tripping on it. I'm always tripping on it. Alright, and it's driving me it's driving me nuts. It's pissing me off, right? It's fucking why? Why did I buy something that was like cable 6 feet long? It's like, well, I'm 6 foot long. You never know. You might need a cable as long as you are. It's just like, you fucking idiot. How far away are you gonna be running with this shit, man? It's like, I'm gonna go damn marathon with this shit on my head just to leave it plugged in.
Our life's work is a good basis for a scam. Sorry for the rant. This is a lot. I appreciate your response. I wish to understand why you accepted money from customers from countries you knew were not able to play your game months down the line.
But they are able to play the game, right? So okay, so that's okay. So Sony's like, you gotta make it mandatory, alright? And they're like, why? And Sony's like, because greed reasons or something. Sell PlayStations or whatever. And then they're like, sure. They say yes. They say yes to it like I said yes to what was it? BattleBit. BattleBit, they sold you the game initially, and then there was like this stupid little like language in there that's like, we're gonna charge you later some more. We're gonna charge you more money later for this game after you've like already bought it and downloaded it, and I'm like, well, that's not legal. So I didn't give a fuck. I was just like, sure, we'll just you know, like challenge that charge in the future. And yeah, I talked to my bank and I was like, I don't know what this charge is, and they're like, yeah, it's like you know, I already paid like something for a game, you know, I don't think they can double charge me for a game like that. And it's like, yeah, they really can't. And then and so the way he's saying it is just like they said yes to it just to, you know, get Sony to not even bother them. And then it comes out and then it's like, well, get rid of it because of this, and then they'll talk to Sony, and Sony's gonna be like, well, yeah, okay, that makes sense. but like try to like in the future kind of a thing. And it's like, sure, boss. Nah, that don't work, dude. That shit don't fly. Like that's not like free market friendly, all right?
So yeah, this is kind of like what the problem is that Sony informed them 6 months before
So you play along until they're like in it. Like they're in it. Right? Sony's in it. Right?
launch to include the account linking.
They're invested now. Like everybody's invested now. And it's just like, oh, okay, let's let's take a look at this, shall we?
We were asked.
They were asked to make it mandatory.
Some sentences that just do not make logical sense to me. I don't know if this is some form of dyslexia.
Then move on, man.
But whenever I
Skip
read this,
move
I
on,
don't really know what they're trying to say.
Once you do.
I'm sorry. I'm assuming that's probably what it is, but
treat it like an ERB test.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, transforming Swedish to English in his head. Yeah, no doubt. But I'm just expressing like it's hard. He's not stupid, right? I know he's Swedish. I'm just saying I don't understand it. But that's probably what the implication is. It's just that it's hard for me to understand that intuitively. So yeah, we can talk about that for 10 more minutes, but who gives a shit?
Anyway, all right.
It's very clear that Sony told them that they had to do it. Right?
Yes.
So, up to the publishers and stores, PSN restrictions are a PSN issue. I wouldn't know why. You can't make an account in different parts of the world. And so, while trying to distance yourself from the issue, I think it's best if you stop responding right now. I think that this is one of the big...
Did Xbox buy the countries? Is that what happened? Did Xbox buy like exclusive like game account console network rights in some like poor countries?
Big problems that a lot of things on the internet have is that people that are very vitriolic and angry usually don't know anything about the situation.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some Alright. Could not do this in one sitting.
Why did it need one? The game was thriving. Don't know or care, it just does. And I saw one post on...
My game worked better after I got one. Why? I don't know. It might have something to do with the infrastructure Sony has already set up.
On Twitter that I thought was very accurate.
Yeah, I have to wear it.
Corporate brain rot is removing your game from sale from nearly 200 countries instead of admitting your account system is unnecessary. Because, and this is also referring to, Helldivers 2 has been pulled from sale from 177 countries. So look at this.
Okay, but there's like over 300 countries in the world, right? That's like half. That's like half. As far as I know. I would not expect that half the world, I would not expect that the entire world was set up to even run this, but, okay.
Now you can no longer buy Helldivers in. And I'm going to go ahead and pull up, this is a tweet from SteamDB. This is the database that I usually use, for example, for all of these charts and everything. And so is no longer purchasable in countries. It's now received 215,000 negative reviews. This package cannot be activated or purchased in specific countries. It's 121.
I saw Cote d'Ivoire. The Ivory Coast. Like, it's like, yeah, like, dude. Like, it's just, I don't know, man. Hold on, this, just like, I want to go back like a little bit, but this is all the ones.
Not 177. Oh, okay. So we're getting new information. I actually, yeah, it might not be 177 countries, and it might only be 121. You guys, it's only 121 countries. So here's what's really funny about this. It's that you think about how stupid this is. That Sony is pushing this through, blocking sales from the majority of countries in the world as far as...
Bro, look at these countries, though. Look at these countries, though. Like, hold on. Hold on, we gotta go back just a
So look at
tad.
this. A lot of countries now you can no longer buy Helldivers in. And I'm going to go ahead and pull up. This is a tweet from SteamDB. This is the database that I usually use, for example, for all these charts and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's no longer purchasable in countries. It's now received 215,000 negative reviews. This package.
Afghanistan, the first one. Like, do you think their infrastructure, like, how many? Let's just talk about how many people you think in Afghanistan are playing this game in the first place. Not that I'm saying there's not any, but like, there's really like how many even places, like, like come on, Antigua and Barbuda, Anguilla, Albania. Okay, Albania is kind of Armenia. That's kind of a big one. Netherlands, Antilles. That's like an island. That's like a somewhere. Angola. That's kind of big, but at the same time, Antarctica. Like, why is Antarctica on the list? American Samoa. That should kind of be on. That shouldn't be on the list, right? Like Aruba, right? Okay, like American Samoa, but that's an island, right? Like out in the middle of nowhere, right? Like Aruba, Islands. Who even know where that is? Azerbaijan, like maybe. Okay, I think that's a pretty fairly developed place as far as I know, but it's like I think it's highly communist. I don't know. Bosnia and Herzegovina. That's like Eastern Europe. Barbados. That's kind of a like okay. I don't know. Bangladesh. Burkina Faso, Burundi, Benin, Saint Barthélemy, Bermuda. Okay, Bermuda. Bermuda. Is that a country or is that a state? I think it's both. I think we have Bermuda. No, okay, no, Bermuda is not. Is that territory? Pretty sure this is like a duty-free territory of the United States. Okay, Brunei, Darussalam, Bonaire, Saba, Bahamas. Okay, like the Bahamas, people have heard of it, but and yeah, okay, maybe that's an island. Bhutan, Bovet Island, Botswana, Belarus, Belize, Cocos Keeling Islands, Democratic Republic of the Congo. Okay, Central African Republic, Congo, Cote d'Ivoire, Cook Islands, Cameroon, Cuba, Cabo Verde, Curacao, Christmas Island, Djibouti, Dominica, Dominican Republic, Algeria, Egypt. Those are kind of big and fairly developed, but it's like okay, like that's like still like it's not like that, and we're not talking about the UK, right? Democratic, okay, no, Egypt, Western Sahara, Eritrea, Ethiopia, Falkland Islands, right? Federated States of Micronesia, Faroe Islands, unknown country code FX. It's like, you know what I mean? Like Gabon, Grenada, Georgia, okay, like French French Guinea, French Guiana, Guernsey, Ghana, Gibraltar. Gibraltar's right there at the bottom of Spain, like, but that's okay. What am I looking at there? Greenland, Gambia, Guinea, Guadalupe, Equatorial Guinea, South Georgia, and the South Sandwich Islands, Guam, Guinea-Bissau, Guyana, Heard Island, and McDonald Islands, Haiti. I don't think they should be playing Helldivers 2 right now. They've got other things to worry about. Isle of Man, British Indian Ocean Territory. British Indian Ocean Territory. Okay, Iraq, Islamic Republic of Iran, like Jersey, Jamaica, like Jordan, Japan, Kenya, Kyrgyzstan, Cambodia, Kiribati, Comoros, St. Kitts and Nevis, Democratic People's Republic of Korea. That's North Korea. If those people could have bought this game and played it in the first place, I'd be surprised. Right? Cayman Islands. Cayman Islands are nice. Like, I've been there. But yeah, it's like, okay, like Kazakhstan, like, there's infrastructure that needs to be considered in these islands. We're talking about like fiber optic cables that kind of need to be put down for this shit to work in the first place. Which I'm not saying they haven't, they probably have, but like at the same time, it's like that's probably why a lot of these games were crashing. Kazakhstan, Lao People's Democratic Republic, St. Lucia, Sri Lanka, Siberia, I'm guessing is what that says. It might be Iberia, Lesotho, Libya, Morocco, Monaco, Republic of Moldova, Montenegro, St. Martin, Madagascar, Marshall Islands, North Macedonia, Mali, Myanmar, Mongolia, Macau, Northern Mariana Islands, Martinique, Tartania, I think, Montserrat, Martyrs, Maldives, Malawi, Mozambique, Nambia, New Caledonia, Niger, Norfolk Island, Nigeria, Nepal, I don't know, French Polynesia, Papua New Guinea, Philippines. Okay, like these are a lot of islands. Pakistan, like come on, they're not developed at all. Saint Troy, maybe. Who knows? State of Palestine, that's not a fucking thing. Palau, Reunion, Serbia, Rwanda. Like a lot, half these countries are at war right now. You know, Solomon Islands. That's essentially about Sierra Leone, South Sudan. Like this is South Sudan going through a fucking civil war. Like Sao Tome and Principe, like Saint Martin. That's the Dutch part. That's the other. That's the other half of Saint Martin. Um, Syrian Arab something. Chad, French Southern Territories, Togo, Tajikistan, something. Trinidad and Tobago, Tuvalu, United Republic of Tanzania, something. Ikistan, Holy See. What is that? Is that the bay outside? Is that like what is that? What is that? Saint Vincent and the Grenadines, Venezuela. I mean, like, come on. Like, these countries are either like socialist hellholes in the middle of a civil war, an island in the middle of nowhere, or like an island that's in the Caribbean. Or there's islands all over the place, but the islands mainly. It's the idea there, which come on, like we're talking about Helldivers, islands. It's just harder, or they're just underdeveloped shitholes to begin with. That'd be Pakistan as an example. Venezuela, like come on, like banned Wallace and Futana, like Samoa, unknown country code, like Yemen, like a lot of these places. Not all of them, right? Like Greenland is just like, but like Antarctica, like why is that on the list? You know what I mean? Like nobody fucking lives there. You're telling me that the it's like if I got like a internship in Antarctica, and then Helldivers 2 came out, and all this shit went down. It's like I'm there. I'm supposed to be working. I'm not gonna be playing Helldivers 2. Okay, like. Oh, and your off hours, whatnot. It's like it's freezing cold out there. I think I know what I'm gonna be doing on my off hours. Gonna find the cutest thing and it's like, come on, like what are we talking about here? Now, Mongolia, it's not like, but it's like it's like you're talking about infrastructure issues. Like imagine if you got one of these people in your lobby. Right? The odds of their mic being stuck open and you hearing gunshots in the background, right, are kind of high. The odds of it crashing are insanely high, right? Like, I mean, it's kind of doing us a favor, right? Like, I'm not going to be stuck in a lobby. I'm not going to join a mission and the guy who's hosting the mission is sitting there in Iraq, right? Or in Iran. Like, it's not that I have anything against doing missions with them, but like at the same time, the odds of that game crashing and shit just not working is kind of up there, man. Like, like look at this stuff, Haiti. Like, come on, what are we talking about? What are we talking about here, man? Like, how many of these are actually like applicable to this situation? Kazakhstan, I'd say, is applicable, even though it's a socialist. But like, okay, like again, like that comes back to like, what's going on? What's going on? There's a lot of this. A lot of this is kind of like, there's a lot of shit going down in a lot of these places, man. Like you probably couldn't put them all under one thing, but like like issues. You could say issues with these countries in the first place, like games crashing, stuff like that. Like these guys can't join missions or even host missions. You know what I mean? It's just like Togo. I'm not trying to downplay anybody's country, but it's like what are we talking about in terms of like a online live service multiplayer game? Like what are we talking about? The actual technical like limitations here.
Cannot be activated or purchased in specific countries. It's 121, not 177. Oh, okay. So we're getting new information. I actually, yeah, it might not be 177 countries, and it might only be 121. You guys, it's only 121 countries. So here's what's really fun.
Are you even reading the list, though, my man? Are you even reading the list, though, my man? Let's read some of these fucking country names, my man. Look at this. Antarctica. Why is that on the list, my man? Why is Haiti on the list, my man? I think we got a good reason why Haiti's not on the list, and why it's on the list. There's like a good reason why a lot of these countries are on this list. That might have something that's absolutely got nothing to do whatsoever with what's actually going on right now.
Funny about this, it's that you think about how stupid this is. That Sony is pushing this through, blocking sales from the majority of countries in the world as far as...
Oh, they're certainly not. They certainly don't have the majority of populations in the world. But, like, come on, then that's going to be like... Those people don't even have computers. Like, what are we talking about,
As I know.
Like, what are we talking about?
Make sure that people get a PlayStation Network account.
Do they even have access to internet? These places don't even have proper internet access.
Like, this is an instance of the tail wagging the dog. I don't even know if that's accurate. It's more than that. It's so outrageous. It's like what? How does this matter so much? That's how valuable your information is. Yeah, bad hill to die on. Yeah, exactly. Cutting off your nose to spite your face, shooting yourself in the foot, bro. This is like cutting off your whole leg. That's capitalistic absurdism. All this happened because some fat boomer executive wanted to have an impressive slide on his PowerPoint.
The fuck? How old are these people in your chat, my man? It's like I was coming into this expecting to be on the side of like, oh man, yeah, Sony, you really fucked up. Like, Helldiver 2 guys, I don't know, I don't know what's going on, blah 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 blah. Like, I put up a video, now I kind of feel like bad about it because it's like, oh shit, am I in the wrong? Have I got this completely wrong? Nah, I see this fucking list, and I'm like deeper. You got me deeper into my shit. Like I'm sitting deeper in my chair now. It's like, what do you mean? What are we talking about here, man? Like, let's, like, come on, man.
Well, no, I don't think that's the reason. So this is why I think Sony is doing it. I think Sony is doing it because they know if, like, basically they have conversion metrics,
because they're not getting any money out of these countries in the first place.
So they probably have conversion metrics of the amount of users that are playing Helldivers 2, and then the amount of users that go into and pay for other PlayStation games.
They definitely have user analytics, right? There's definitely, we saw that in the credits, there's the user data guys. And when the user data guys are saying, we're spending $100,000 so that we can have 15 guys out of Iran join a mission for a game that they each paid like, in Iran, you think they're paying 40 US? You think they're paying $40 United States dollars for Helldivers 2? Probably not. Maybe, but like probably not. right? Probably not. Okay, so it's like, really though, how much money am I going to spend so that I can present a product or a service in a place that's going to just be a loss for me?
We have existing metrics for the amount of
Antarctica.
users that have PlayStation Network accounts and how often they spend money.
Haiti. It's like, how many of these people even have internet? Right? Let's see. All right, you got access to internet, probably through a smartphone. Most of these countries, right? Most of the people in these countries are going to have internet access only through a smartphone. You're not playing Helldivers 2 on a smartphone, okay?
And the disparity between the two is probably quite large, or at least it's substantial at scale. So it was used as a justification that if we make all of these people get accounts, they will be this much more likely to spend money, and this will result in this much projected income. That's what I think is happening. And that's
valid. There's some validity to that. There's some validity to that, right? Like there's hardly fucking anybody, right? And so it's like, shit. Like, okay, we can get whoever to get a PlayStation account. We're investing in something in the future, right? We're investing because then they're gonna get their buddies to get PlayStations when time comes, right? And then everything, you know, but like again, like what are we talking about? We're talking like not 2-3 years here. We're talking 10, 20, 30 years here.
Doing it. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. Maybe there's like a perspective I'm not seeing, but like that's the most common sense thing, right? Fucking shareholders. It's bad logic.
See, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. 39.99 euros. Right? That's euros, right? That's not pounds, right? 39.99 US. These do not equal the same. This is not, you see, it's the same numbers, but because of that currency symbol, it's in a completely different value.
It is bad logic if you count in the context of consumer behavior, but I don't think that they understood that. It's data for shareholders, yes. They could also just want a good quarterly report. Well, here's what's also interesting.
Oh, they're just a company trying to make money?
Because they're still making more money.
It's just a company who has people they need to pay. It's just a company that's got like thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people who they're kind of responsible for providing a paycheck to for the work that they've done so that they can eat, feed their families, and pay their bills. That's all. I mean, we're only talking about a bunch of people whose livelihoods sort of depend on this.
You think about it logically, okay?
Versus a bunch of people who just want to play a video game. Like, a video game is cool, fun, awesome. Product sell good, awesome. Market activity, all these things, cool and all. But at the same time, there's still that practical, like, win-loss scenario.
If you have, let's say,
especially on Sony's side,
users, and the 200,000 users have a 10% chance of spending money, and assuming it's the same amount of money, or if you have 100,000 users and they have a 30% chance of spending money, you will make more money with 100,000 people than you will with 200,000. So if the disparity between the two is large enough, Sony will probably will still sit on this and try to push it through. You see what I'm saying? They're scared of a precedent case? Yes, exactly. Sony is no stranger to making brand withdrawals. No, they're not. Yeah, did Bobby go to Sony? I guess so. It's probably Steam, so they don't have to fuck around with future refunds.
I mean, when you say brand withdrawals, I mean like withdrawing their brand from like an area because it's like it's not really profitable. Probably not won't be profitable for the next 5 years. Maybe we kind of like jump the gun and get into it in the first place or something like that.
Have you noticed all this happened after the Stellar Blade bullshit? Feels like too much of a coincidence. I actually think that it completely is and has nothing to do with each other.
Yeah, I don't think Stellar Blade.
You know,
maybe
I'm wrong.
With this.
I'm just guessing. So yeah,
that's Tencent,
yeah,
right?
2,
like
they've canceled sale in how many countries are in the world? Let's go ahead and look this up. How many? I think it's 165. I read that somewhere online today.
No, it's like 450.
How many countries are there? 195. I was wrong. There you go. 195. Okay, so they have canceled
195 countries in the world?
That's right.
What? 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 Bro, what the fuck? What do you mean 195 countries in the world? Latest estimate? Bro, I'm not taking that shit. What the fuck? Country. Latest estimate, you couldn't count from A to Z. Since South Sudan became an independent state on 9 July 2011, there are now 195 independent sovereign nations in the world, not including the disputed but de facto independent Taiwan, but plus some 60 dependent areas and several disputed territories such as Kosovo. 193 sovereign states are United Nations members and equally represented in the UN General Assembly. 2 non-member countries have permanent observer states, the Holy See and the State of Palestine. Which exists where exactly? Like, I don't know. Like, anywhere. Below is a list of countries in area in alphabetical order. 195? I don't know, man. That's so weird. Is it 195 right there? Well, this is the first page of Google. Alright, let's go to the 4th page of Google. List of countries and their capitals. Countries. Our world data. Country flags of the world. List of 254. Up-to-date list of all 254 country flags of the world. This list includes all 254 country flags. Close that shit. This is 254. There are 195 countries in the world. 193 is like, bro, what? Back in like when I was a kid, there was like 300. I'm not saying things can't change, but like, you know, when I was younger, there were more. I doubt like half of them. Like, I mean, dude, it's like half of them. They all, it's like there were, it's like they just merged. There's like all these country mergers all over the place. And it's just like, what? The most dangerous countries in the world. Number 1, Afghanistan. And that's the first one on this list. You know, it's like, I don't really buy that either, to be perfectly honest. You know, like what metric are you using for that? Wikipedia. So let's just keep going. 257 countries of the world. There are 195. The United Nations recognizes 251 countries and territories, while the United States officially recognizes fewer than 200 nations. Oh! 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 So wait, there's a little more to this shit. There's a little more to this shit. Huh? We're just talking about ones that we recognize instead of ones that are actually like a thing. Because guess what? I don't recognize the state of Palestine, but I guess the United States does. Right? So I've been like, shit. Right? Like, are there? Download Flash. Your Flash is out of date. It's like, when was. Well, hold on. No. When was Flash Player ever been a thing? Update. Software update. Dude, I'm not trying to click on that. Take me back. Oh, looks like it's not so out of date. Oh, what? Oh, what? Oh, I'm sorry. Wait a second. Security update was recently released. You must update your Flash Player. I don't have Flash Player. So security update can be correctly applied. That's bad English. I ain't doing whatever the fuck that thing wants me to do, man. That is sketch. That is sketch. Okay, so no, there's a bit more to this. There's a bit more countries. There's a bit more countries than that, my friend. All right, just because the United States only recognizes whatever, it's like, you know, you can tell the United States to take its recognition and shove it along with, you know, a bunch of other things. Because it doesn't really matter if they recognize you. It just matters whether or not you hold your own and do it, which they do.
Over half of the countries, they are no longer selling this game to them.
Now, okay, 177. I mean, like, but bro, like, is Antarctica a fucking country? It's a continent. Like, there's a lot of shit. There's so much shit we gotta cut through with this. I was like, this is kind of why I didn't want to stay, but it's like, I guess I have to. I guess I have to.
Because they need your data.
Yeah, it's got nothing to do with whether or not it's any kind of profit to provide a live service action game to a fucking Antarctica or to Iran or to the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. Like, dude, you can't tell me that I'm about to sit here and watch another, like, 30 minutes of... I don't want to do this. I got shit I gotta set up. I got shit I gotta clean. I got shit I gotta figure out where it's going. I got shit. And there's this shit. Which I was like, oh, I'm glad this is all sorted out. Let's go and get the full recap. Oh no, that's the full recap. You've been scammed. Full recap. This is something else. What made Sony backtrack? Did they backtrack? Oh God. How? Like, let's see what kind of a backtrack this is, because it might be like, you know, oh well, the Cayman Islands are all right. Well, like, golly.
Now, if that's not a good argument for privacy laws, I don't know what is.
It's not, bro. I'm sorry.
I'm sure it will change nothing.
I'm about to start skipping through, man. So I can find
how do they make more money. It's not a big case for Sony. This only affects people. Like, it just makes sense they would do that. Very important thing. So a lot of games do this, and it's only 570% value. Well, the other one is 8. You guys understand it?
Heck.
Hold
on.
Checks this, and they know exactly how this works. Why do you think they all have cookies? The cookie to a 200.
On. Like, yeah, but this is just going into the details of the things that we're
well, now
about.
You only have 20 seconds. Had this happen?
Like, yeah, like, I get that.
Also, by the way,
can we talk about how it doesn't affect your ability to create a PSN account, which is how all this started and what it's about? There's only 2 main concerns you should have. Let me explain what is being blown out of proportion. Yeah, there's 2 reasons everyone keeps saying about why they don't want to make an account.
Whenever you're talking about conspiracy talk, this is what's this is generally accepted knowledge in psychology that has been tried and tested over 100 years. This isn't something that, like, I just made up. Like, do you really think that this isn't, like... What is this? It's not much of a conspiracy if it's backed by facts. Yeah, then everything is conspiracy. Sales tactics are real. It's not a conspiracy. They are. There's a lot of really good ones, too. Somebody in chat said something very smart. I really, really like what you said. I didn't notice your name. I'm gonna let Vega Boy type it out. Was it me? It was you. It was me? Yeah, it was you. Okay. One, because there's regional locked issue, and two, they said they're going to do a workaround. The other being security. They're all worried about being hacked, but if you're
there's the region locked issue, which they said they're going to work around. The other being security. They are all worried about being hacked, but if you were truly concerned, you wouldn't be on the internet in the first place, which we all are. I don't know where I want. Yeah, I mean, like, they're talking about, like, Sony, but it's like, that's really anybody. It's just like, Sony's just kind of been a target for things. We are all exposed to being hacked every day, and people act like Sony's the place where it happens, which it's really, yeah, like, it happens everywhere. And it's happened with Sony before, but it's like, there's hardly any information that you give them in the first place. I don't know what other kind of stuff, but it's just like...
concerned about the internet one way or another was be exposed. Okay, here's just what's going to happen. You're permanently banned right now from the stream, and until you sign up for the Starforge newsletter by giving us your email and your information, you're not going to get unbanned. Yeah, you have to sign up for our thing. And let us know when you do, and then we'll unban you, okay? Sounds a little harsh, but fair. The reason why I did that, and the reason why I think that's such a good argument, is because everybody always makes arguments in the context of somebody else's, it being somebody else's problem and it not happening to...
I think it's a fair point to say, like, yo, like, you're literally acting like Sony is where you give your information to them, he's getting hacked or whatever, or if, like, you just don't want to give your data up at all. Guess what? Sony didn't ask for my phone number when I signed up for a PlayStation Network account. Okay? You know who asks for my phone number? Everybody else. I go to buy fucking papers to smoke, and they're asking for my phone number. I go to buy fucking weed to smoke. They're asking for my phone number for the little discounts. You want discounts on your THCA? Well, what's your phone number, buddy? Give us your phone number. Can we get your phone number? Can we have your phone number? Everybody's asking for that shit. Sony didn't. Sony did not ask for my phone number. Alright? I've given Sony less information about myself than I've given anybody else. I have to give my phone number to anybody. I want to buy something online, I have to put my phone number down. Not with Sony, right? Like, I didn't have to. I didn't have to do that. Like, I really didn't have to. So it's just like, what the heck? Sony is like the main company, main corporation standing against Ubisoft. Alright? Ubisoft is garbage. Like, you want to talk about this stuff, right? Like, Ubisoft is this on steroid garbage, right? Like, so I'm just, it's not landing like I think you think it is, man. Like, not with me at least. Not with me at least. It's just like, I'm not seeing it. I'm still not seeing it. Like, I thought I was coming in here to be like, oh shit, I get it. I get it now. I get it now. But now it's like, are you fucking serious? This is what it's about?
To them. Most people who use these arguments are saying it's not a big idea to me. This is not annoying. He's banned because he's not. Another joke. It's the same company that went to court and with Microsoft for acquiring Blizzard to an account. And let me go back. Yes. The last few days of watching Sony gut Helldivers 2 is a grim reminder of the pitfalls of working with a publisher. To be honest, like, we're not going to trust this company because it's very big. It's not true. Bad companies are bad. Good companies are good. That's just how it is. Whether they're big or small. The difference is all big companies are scammers. I don't know. I don't think that's true. Yeah, I'm sure that there's a lot of people that have publishing agreements with big studios and everything is fine. Yeah. I mean, let's be honest. That's some companies get big because they're good. Yeah. Like, look at Amazon. Like, I'm sorry, but like, I'm an Amazon fan. I like Amazon. And I'm not, I don't have to say that on Twitch, right? Amazon also, just in case anybody just...
Talking about players' data. They banned TikTok in the United States recently, and that's because data. They don't want China having American data. They would rather just Google and Facebook and CIA and the U.S. government have all that data. They don't want to share it with anybody else.
Doesn't believe that. Amazon also created fake accounts to pretend to be union workers, or sorry, anti-union.
Amazon's trash too, yeah. They will flip out. They will try to charge you up the ass if you don't pay like their little credit card thing on time, but it's fucking usury. So it's like, they can go shove it up their ass. And then what they'll do is they'll sell it to somebody else who then finds out that what they just bought is garbage. Right? And so I imagine Amazon's going to be running out of friends really quick.
Union people to make people not want to have unions in Amazon warehouses. So Amazon is fucked up in a lot of ways, but from a consumer perspective, I think Amazon is great.
My mom got a package yesterday from Amazon, or the other day, and the tape that's supposed to be like this has been secured was busted. Right? And the guy who dropped it off was like walking away. I walk outside and I'm like, "What the fuck is this?" And he was like, and I was like, "Where'd he go?" Looking at and he's like, "No, this dude hauling ass down to his fucking Amazon van. Looked like somebody who may recently have came to the country under one of Biden's new latest policies." So you got Amazon out there, like they're hiring people who can't even legally work here. Right, like, fuck them.
Like, if I want something delivered, I can just get it delivered. That's amazing. So yeah, Microsoft has been doing good. That's what's so stupid.
You say that, man. I once tried to order a quartz crystal off Amazon, like this tiny little thing. Where is it? I still have it. Where is it? This is why I got the 6 foot long cable cord. Where the fuck is this shit? Man, this thing is tiny too. It was like $5, if not $2. And then I paid $12 to get it expedited. There it is. See this stupid little cracked up thing? Well, the picture they had on the website didn't show it shattered to shit on the inside, right? I paid like $5 for this, and then like 12 to get it expedited. It took them 2 weeks. 2 weeks to get it to me.
Then weird.
Like, are you
Microsoft
serious?
came out of nowhere, and it seems like they have relatively consumer-friendly practices.
No, they
what
don't.
What the fuck?
They don't actually. Not at all. Not in the least. Not at all. Like, what is this, man? New tweet from them. We'll see if Sony wants to comply. Is this the moment to tweet what? Blah 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 blah. That's not new. We're talking solution, especially for your voice has been heard. But I don't have the final say. Yeah, I don't honestly, I kind of hope Sony says fuck off. But let's see. Rest in peace, King Theodon, the Rings actor has died. Damn. That's kind of more important than this shit, man. The fuck is this, man? I know, right? Look at these third-party launchers. Yeah. Yeah. Like, Ubisoft Connect, EA Play wasn't too bad, honestly. Epic Games. I mean, that's like... You want to use Unreal, you gotta use Epic, I think. Or is that Unity? I have. See, I have Unreal Engine, Epic Games Launcher. And I think that's because they work together. I don't think I can get rid of Epic Games Launcher for some reason. Or maybe I can. No, I remember I have to keep downloading it. If I want to use, I'm pretty sure it's Unreal Engine, then I have to use Epic Games Launcher. You know what I mean?
With the Epic Game Store is the same thing. Let's get some other ones. Rockstar. I don't plan those. Origin. There, I forgot about that one. The Riot Launcher. Good one.
Dude, they're fucking
GOG.
anti-cheat Vanguard.
Xbox Launcher. Xbox Marketplace Launcher, yes.
Yeah, you wouldn't talk about shit, man.
You know what Steam feels like to me? I remember there was a meme where it was a Mario Party minigame, and it was like all 4 players are on like an ice, like a piece of ice, and they have to knock each other off, and 3 players knock each other off, and then they're all falling off and, you know, like running around trying to survive, and then there's one guy that just stands still and does nothing, and he still wins. And I just think that's pretty relevant right now. I do. I think it's pretty relevant. Luigi, yes, I know. I tried to look it up. I couldn't find it. To be honest, we shouldn't want it all on Steam. The problem is their concurrents suck. Epic Launcher did get somewhat better, though. I think really the problem is that the other... And like, that's a good point. I don't know. I think also, like, it's the amount of data that...
I don't know, man. I think you bought into something. Like, you gotta put up a lot of shit. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. It just seems like you look at that list of countries. Look at that list of countries, and then let's talk about the specific list of countries, please. Asmongold, if you would, look at the list of countries and give me your opinion on whether or not Helldivers 2 should even be playable there. In conjunction with people from like the United States, Europe, wherever, all right? Like, just let me know what you think. Even China, right? Like, you know, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about that, because I feel like that's important.
That you need to input too. I want it all on Steam. No, and I understand that, but that person brings up a good point. The monopoly is bad. I think that's true. Yeah, people just don't want the middleman. Yeah, well, they don't want to have other barriers to entry. I think that's the main thing. Steam is issuing refunds for Helldivers 2, even if you have a great deal of hours on them. Steam refund status update, success. We've issued the refund to your Steam wallet. The funds will be shown now as pending and will become available to you.
They probably know you're gonna re-give them the money soon. You're gonna give the money back.
Can we find out who's reporting this? Just ban them. But yeah, W Steam. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Like, it doesn't say how much time this person has spent. Oh, playtime. Oh, there it is, right there. It says playtime 225 hours, and they got a full refund. Look at the photo.
I mean, show us your bank account, though, you know.
It's already big enough. Purchased the 18th of February. Subtotal, $40. Playtime, 225 hours. Total refund, $43. They got all their money back. Because, again, think about it. It makes Steam look bad whenever this happens. Because this is also a problem that people have. Like, a lot of people aren't going to be able to discern and figure out, oh, it's actually...
Look, he could have spent 254 hours of the most lag-filled misery you could imagine. This game could have been just crashing all the time. He could have just been trolling everyone's lobbies. And Steam was like, yeah, just fuck off, you're hardly playing anyway. Right? Like, I downloaded the game, right? When first I bought it, right? And it wasn't even playable on my computer, right? And if I tried to run it, I would just get a black screen, right? However, I still had like 10 minutes on the game. You know what I mean? Like, if you have a black screen for 254 hours, then it's like, yeah, like, fucking refund.
Actually Sony that's doing this, there will be people that are going to be mad at Steam for it.
Bruh, I think you're missing a lot, bro. I think you're missing a lot. I think you're missing way too much. This is one of those things you really need to slow down to... You listen to both? I honestly, hold on. Jinxie did? I was waiting. I'm alright, Jinxie. Alright, see, if Jinxie sees it, chances are Tim the Tatman's gonna see it. Chances are Nick Merck's gonna see it. Chances are Dr. Respect's gonna see it. And I kind of want to see their reactions to it. Which I know they're like gamers and it's not usually their thing. But like, and I know people might want to see mine to it, but I've already listened to it like a bunch. And this is like a recording. I'm not live or anything. It sounded like it's for something else. But yeah, dude, Asmongold, man, look at the list of fucking countries and then tell me if Helldivers 2 should even be playable there in the first place, my man.